So the creepypasta that I will be reading today is called Too Much Gaming. It's a wonderful little story, and you will see why shortly. I love playing video games, and name it, I've played it. GTA, Halo, and anything else I have played it. I got the new game for Metal Gear Solid. It was called Metal Gear Solid Guns of the Patriots. I couldn't wait to play it. When I got home, I popped it in my Xbox and started to play it. I watched the first cutscene and then I was in the game. I was enjoying it, but with a short tension span, not to mention how it was ticking me off because I was getting my butt kicked and getting annoyed because it was not working for me. I decided to play something else. GTA 4, just another game I love, but same deal though. I kept getting my butt just handed to me. Normally I'm the bomb at this game, but today didn't seem to be my day, so I decided to get on my Nintendo DS and play some Pokemon. I had forgotten why I stopped playing it. Then I remembered I was stuck on a gym leader. Damn thing kept beating me. I don't understand why. My Pokemon were at least 2 or 3 levels higher. I was getting so damn ticked at this point that I decided to stop playing for the night. I normally am not an angry person, but for some reason at school, everything wasn't going smoothly for me, and everything irritated me. The teacher let me take a moment to play some games on my Nintendo DS. I was in an ILC class, so we all had our ways of calming down. Mine was playing games. And so I played some Mario. Oh yeah, the game I can beat with my eyes closed. Always gave me a sense of relaxing. I played some I was able to cheer up with Mario until I got to the second world, same spot over and over again. I kept dying. Finally, I threw my DS across the room. It broke the hinges on the screen. Shit, I yelled. My teacher sent me to the principal's office for cursing, where I was later sent home and grounded from my Xbox 360 and PS3. I got on my PC and started to play World of Warcraft, otherwise known as WoW. WoW is not my favorite game, but it is one that I would normally sit back and enjoy for an hour or two before I play something else like GTA or even Need for Speed. This game was going okay till I came across a quest that every time I would die no matter what I did. I would see other people lower than me go and survive the quest, but I would never be able to do it. It was really bugging me, so I got really annoyed at it, so I started to smash the keyboard over my head. It broke almost in half, keys were everywhere, and I was starting to bleed from my forehead. For some reason, I liked the pain. It made me feel more relaxed, so I did it again and again till the keyboard snapped in half and blood was running down my face and into my mouth. The taste of my blood was like drinking the sweetest thing I have ever tasted. Just gonna let that one sink in on its own. I remember finally passing out in a puddle of my own blood and waking up in the hospital. My mom was sitting in a chair next to my bed crying. She looked over to see if I was awake. She said the doctor said I had hit my head hard and could suffer from brain damage. I felt fine, no headache, nothing, just a big scare on my head that got stitched. My mother asked me if I knew what happened. I lied and said I didn't, and she was wondering what happened to my keyboard. I told her I didn't know and that I didn't want to talk about it, that my head was hurting and I just wanted to move one. I had a good night of sleep and I was feeling a lot better. A friend of mine came over to play some Mortal Kombat. We were having fun till he started to kick my ass and it was ticking me off. I felt like I could do nothing at all. I blacked out and started doing something that only he can recall, and later my mom saw. They say I started hitting my friend with the controller over and over again, just pounding his skull in with the controller. Blood was everywhere. My mom had to pull me off of him before I snapped to. I dropped the controller crying. I ran over to my friend bleeding. I pulled him up and took him to the car where we took him to the hospital where cops arrested me for assault. That was all one sentence. He survived and luckily he forgave me. The court later ruled reasons of insanity and sent me to an insane asylum, where I am actually writing this, so people will know my story. When I die, I also had an incident here to the doctor wanted to see if I was getting better, so he moved me in with the rest of the crowd to see how well I would do with others. I did well for a day. The following day I asked the doctor if we could play a game, because I had not played one in so long that I missed playing them. That's how we found out that video games caused me to flip out and do some sick things. Because when we played, I started to do horrible things even against the doctor. This 60-year-old man was kicking my butt at Super Mario Smash Bros. Okay, out of all the games in the world, why Smash Bros? I remember this time, I didn't black out either. Ether. I jumped up and grabbed the doctor and threw him into the TV. I then took the GameCube and struck him on the head with it. Blood splattered everywhere. I got some on my face. I kept singing that GameCube against his head over and over. I didn't know what I was doing, but at the same time I knew. How do I stop? I thought to myself. It was like watching a movie. I didn't know what I was doing, but I did know, and I couldn't stop. That is the most amazing sentence that has ever been written. After a few days, After a few, I started to enjoy it, and the more I enjoyed, the harder I would hit him with the GameCube. I got a taste of blood while it splattered more on my face and ran down the front of my body. My shirt was covered. It was red as an apple. Since then, they never let me around any video games. I have to admit it, though. I feel less angry around people now, but I really do miss video games. The last thing that ever happened is a patient had a Game Boy Color, and he claimed it was haunted. He claimed he couldn't be without it, or the spirit of the Game Boy would kill him. I went to talk to him one day, and he invited me to his room at the asylum where I saw his Game Boy was kept at night. Let's just say I have the Game Boy now, and they found him dead in the bathroom. I don't know what happened to him. I know I was not involved. I know that's hard to believe, but I really am not involved. It's been a few days since I stole the Game Boy from that kid, and I'm feeling guilty. I don't know if it's because the Game Boy has no batteries, or if it is because I have done all these horrible things. It probably is not frank and forward, but I know this much. I can't be here anymore without video games, so I will be using parts inside this Game Boy to commit suicide. Bye, and please send this to my mom. Mom, love your boy Toko. P.S. I love you, Mom. That is too much gaming. It is definitely a thing.